Hello, I am Sannie Fox. I am a singer, songwriter, guitarist. Um, I'm just about to release my third studio album, um, second one under my name, the first one under my band Machinery. Um, I've been playing music for a very, very long time. I absolutely love music. I love to play music. I love to perform music. Um, I am a big lover of guitar. I play a American Stratocaster mainly, so I'm very interested in buying a new guitar very, very soon. Um, yeah, I'm really excited to release this new album because it is the third in a long journey of recording and performing and writing music. It's a 15-track album. The vinyl will have 12 songs on it. The CD will have 13. Streaming digital downloads will have 15. I'm releasing it through Just Music, my record label. And yeah, it's a culmination of a journey from the last two albums. I started playing piano as my first instrument as a young girl. I sang from when I was about 5 to a lot of old jazz records, Ella Fitzgerald, Etta James. Used to listen to a lot of John Lee Hooker. I have a large range of musical interests, so hopefully you'll hear all of those inspirations in the music. And yeah, there are a lot of layers. I've gone back to playing keys and organs on this album, which I didn't do in the first two. And it's a lot more lyrical and sort of melodic and ballad heavy as opposed to the first two albums that I put out. Um, well, I don't think I have I can't remember a specific song that I wrote. I remember writing songs on piano, definitely when I was, I think, about 15 years old. So that was my first instrument. Yeah, just playing around, always playing by ear. I have basic like music training, but I was always very keen on playing by ear. Just now, following where my ear led me. I think, I don't think it's a change. I think it's an evolution. I was actually writing, I was in two bands before my first band, Machinery, and some of these songs are songs that I was writing then. So this is almost, I was doing this before I was doing the other two things. So for me, it's not really a change. It's like going back to what I did before. It's just that that music isn't recorded on any albums. So people have only heard me from Machinery, which I'd already been playing music for years before that. So that was when I was entering into the heavy guitar riff phase of my career. And I still love that kind of music as well. And you can hear that on this album. So it's just like, it's not even a, it's not a change. I think it's just I have like a really wide taste in music. So it's, you can't like, I think maybe I've fit it now into all the albums. You can like fit it all now. So the artwork of this album, that's been a crazy journey, the album artwork that I've had in my albums. The first album I did was, all the album artwork was created by Storm Thorgerson, who is incredible. He's not alive anymore, but he's worked with Pink Floyd, he's worked with Led Zeppelin. So he did this kind of, he's done so much iconic work, and that cover for Machinery is this beautiful naked woman with a beautiful on a landscape, and that was the first album artwork I did, and then the next one was a really crazy painting illustration of my face. So that was my first solo album, Sarah Pratt, and that's really cool with all these snakes and themes of the music and stuff, recurring themes that are still in this latest album. And now this album is another change from that, and this is a photograph for the first time of my face. Which is cool because that's also different, and I think yeah, it kind of feels right, and it's quite symbolic. They're flowers, and I love the blue. The blue is actually very similar to the Machinery cover because that's also got that beautiful sort of blue, sky blue background. And then there's a lot of illustrations within the packaging which are to do with the lyrics. Really beautiful drawings that are on the vinyl and on the CD, which I really, really like. I think with this album, I've lived in Cape Town for over 20 years. I love Cape Town. Uh, it's very to be just surrounded by, literally I live like surrounded by these mountains and these oceans, and it's completely interweaved into the themes of the songwriting. I don't know if you live, you can. I think if you live in Cape Town, you can pick up on it. I just wouldn't have written these songs like this if I was living somewhere else. They are inherent to the geographic place that I've lived. There's so much imagery of oceans and moons, nature. There's also the Black Winds is all about the Southeaster. It's all about the Cape Town Southeaster that just ruins every like outdoor event or beach day. And yeah, I think like Cape Townians are the only ones who are very familiar with that. So yeah, it's very much intertwined with where I've lived. So the musicians, I was really, really blessed to work with such talented and really dynamic musicians on this album. I worked with the drummer Kurt Diedrichs, who is fantastic, very eclectic, jazz, rock drummer. It was really great to work with Kurt because I was playing with Kurt like when I was in my early 20s. We used to play together in like a eclectic blues rock band called Mama Know Nothing. So it was really beautiful for us to come back together years later and be able to put an album out with him. And then I was playing the bassist on the album, who is phenomenal, is Ryan MacArthur, who is really, really interesting that he's jazz trained, and he plays all the upright bass as well as all the electric bass, and he's got a crazy, also wide taste in music. He loves dub, he loves jazz, he loves rock. He also does a lot of the backing vocals. So yeah, he was fantastic. And I've also been working with them on this album for a long time. So we were really prepared and like ready to record these songs. We'd workshop this stuff for a long time before we went into studio very carefully. And then the other featured musician is Galina Juritz, who does the string arrangements on Sorrow and Colder to the End. Another like ridiculously phenomenal musician. Galina, again, I also played with in one of my first bands when I was in my early 20s with Kurt. So it's these relationships sort of that have like filtered through the years, and we've all grown musically as well. So yeah, those are the amazing people playing the instruments on the album. Hi, I'm Sannie Fox. You can find me on www.sanniefox.com. I'm also on Instagram and Facebook.